How can we tell when someone is pretending to be rich? Now, why does it matter if someone is fake rich or real rich? Of course it doesn't matter. This video is just for fun, but I'm gonna give you some clues if you are someone who is interested in finding out who is real rich and who is not. When someone is a stereotype or almost like a caricature of a rich person, that means the appearance is incredibly stereotypical. That means the clothes they wear, the brands they wear, perhaps the brands they show on display. But it could also be the cars that they drive or the jewelry they put on, or even the overall lifestyle. Surely this doesn't mean that all people who have stereotypical rich people behavior and appearance are fake rich, but there is a big chance that they might be, so you just need to be careful. Clue number 2. When you're trying too hard with your clothes. Now, I'm all about dressing expensive, looking elegant and put together. But there comes a point where you really look like you're wearing some form of uniform, when you are trying too hard. And that's usually a big giveaway when someone is just faking it because they're trying to overcompensate for something that is not really there. Now, recently there was this Netflix documentary about Anna Delvey, a fake socialite who really managed to trick the elite society in New York, pretending that she was very wealthy. And one of the reasons to why I think Anna Delvey succeeded was because she dressed very understated. Don't pay attention to how the actress dressed in the actual Netflix show. The real Anna Delvey actually didn't dress that nice. She dressed very simple. I mean, she still had designer labels, but she didn't really try hard with her clothes to impress people. And that is usually a secret language that tells when someone is real rich and when someone is just trying too hard and maybe faking it. Clue number 3. When you are name dropping or showing off in conversation, meaning you're saying who you know, what you did, where you went, what you own, blah, 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 blah. We're back to overcompensating for something. This is such a big giveaway. I mean, surely it can also be because someone is insecure, but really I've noticed that many times it's someone who is trying to be someone that they're not. That's why they need to be yapping about everything that they've got and have and who they are. And it's just so fake. And when you scratch the surface, you actually see, yes, it's not that real. One of the big misconceptions that I've noticed in the leveling up community is that people from outside, they sometimes think that what we're trying to do when we level up is to become someone we're not, is to strive to, pretend to be rich or pretend to be affluent when you're not. And this is such a big misconception because what we are doing is that we're trying to level up our lives, to live in the way we always dreamt of, to reach the next level, whatever that level might be for you. That's such an individual thing. But I do speak more about this, and also I share all my secrets in my free training that you can get if you visit levelupsecret.com. It's 60 minutes and it's available for all of you free of charge. Clue number 4. When someone has such a perfectly curated Instagram feed where everything looks so luxurious, almost like it becomes a little bit suspicious. Of course, there are many genuinely wealthy people who truly do have these Instagram feeds and really do have all these type of pictures, but oftentimes real wealthy people don't want to put everything on such a display and, take pictures of them in every single corner, in every single private jet, outside of every single exotic car and things like that. Clue number 5. Avoiding paying the check. Sometimes there are these characters that really come across as, very confident, very much like they have authority, very much like I am the real deal. But then it's kind of interesting that when it comes to paying the bill, either they go missing, or they forgot the card, or something else happened, or they start haggling, or they make a scene or a fuss, or everything becomes so complicated. Okay, I understand there are people who are stingy. We do have a lot of really wealthy people who are stingy, but we also do have a lot of people who just pretend to be rich, and when it's time to pay, they're nowhere to be seen. Clue number 6. Sucking up to other people. Now, I'm not claiming that all real wealthy people, they carry themselves with great confidence, they have so much authority because they have money. No. You have all kinds of people out there who are wealthy. You have insecure wealthy people, you have shy wealthy people, you have wealthy people who lack confidence and who lack authority. But one of the things that I really have noticed is that people who genuinely have wealth, they often don't have the need of really going sucking up to other people, unless there are, of course, business reasons to why they have to, let's say, raise money or do some sort of networking. What I'm trying to say is that when people are just all over another person, that is usually a little bit of a warning sign that, okay, that's not really normal for someone who also is positioning themselves as wealthy. Clue number 7, when they overpromise with fake promises. Now, mind you, you are going to come across people in your life who are very generous, and that's wonderful. People who say that I'm going to get you this, I'm going to take you there, I'm going to do this for you, do that for you, etc. That's lovely, and the world definitely needs more people helping each other. But you are going to meet people who are going to come there with all kinds of promises which they will never deliver on. They just kind of sprinkle these promises everywhere, almost like to boost themselves, to boost their own value, like showcasing, oh, look who I know, look what I can do, I'm so cool, and yeah. And I've noticed that this is such a common trait with the people that I've noticed are fake rich, because there's just so much promises and so much theatricals around them, but they never deliver. It's like the same thing as they never come and pay the check. Wonder why? Clue number 8. So as I mentioned in clue number 2, when we are trying too hard with our clothes, now there is a little detail that I need to mention to you. Oftentimes forget something very important, and that's the details of the clothes. So let's say they might dress themselves up in this fancy looking suit, maybe they put a hat on, maybe they have some really cool leather shoes, I don't know, I'm just brainstorming. But then if you just pause for a second and instead of just getting so blinded by this whole outfit, and you actually pay a little attention to details, and you remove your glasses and have a little look, and you realize that, wait a second, those buttons look very cheaply made. Those shoes look very much of bad quality. That stitching on the blazer looks very basic. That fabric looks like Fashion Nova, like I mentioned in my previous video. Now, people who are legitimate wealthy will oftentimes wear at least decent quality clothes, unless they have really bad taste, which happens a lot as well, not going to lie. But this is definitely something to pay attention to. It might not tell you the whole picture, but it can give you a clue. Number 9, when someone doesn't have consistency in their behavior and so on. If we would evaluate a person, if they're actually wealthy or they're just pretending to be, we can't just judge by one thing. We need to look at multiple things, okay? And see how that paints a whole picture. Now, if there is continuous inconsistency in that picture, then maybe that can also give you some clues that the person is not actually wealthy, that they're just pretending to be someone. They're not. Number 10. A mistake that I think people do is that they quickly look at something and they have a first impression, and then they just think, okay, it's just like that. But what you have to do is to always observe and look into the details. And I think with people who are truly affluent, they have some form of knowledge, they have some form of class, they have some form of education, they have some form of common behavioral traits that affluent people have. Fake rich people usually just have one side of the package, and they oftentimes just want to show that particular side and nothing else. Now, these were just some clues, and of course there are more to the story than just this. Do let me know in the comments below if you would like to add anything to this list. In my next video, how to tell if someone is new money, you're gonna find out more interesting things on the subject so that you can evaluate who's who in the elite community. I will see you in that video.